Good evening and welcome to Newswatch, your source for all news impacting southeastern Ohio. I'm Taylor Bruck. Thanks for joining us. Athens residents take part in a global climate strike, chanting and holding signs this morning in front of Village Bakery. They join people across the world calling for action to address the climate change crisis. The movement is spearheaded by Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg. Ellie Dickerman is an OU student living in Athens and says the amount of people participating is proof of just how powerful the movement is.
I think we're definitely running out of time here, and we need to speed up the process and really just stop waiting for someone to tell people to go. People need to stand up and go. And that's why this movement is so powerful, because people aren't sitting still anymore.
There are more than 4,000 events planned for today around the world, with nearly 140 countries involved. The Athens Board of Education is moving forward with a plan to completely renovate multiple buildings in the school district. Newswatch reporter Anna Azalian joins us live in the studio with what the school board is doing to get input from the community.
Shore Architects, the company designing the new buildings, gave the community an opportunity to voice their opinion on what East Elementary and Morrison Gordon Elementary should look like. Community members who attended the school board meeting where the presentation took place were able to vote on each option on a 1 to 7 scale. Some people in attendance said they weren't just thinking about what they want the schools to look like.
I also tried to think about what fit into the neighborhood. I live right near East Elementary School. I was also thinking what kinds of schools I would want my kid to go to and what kinds of schools I would want the kids in our communities to go to.
Shore Architects also gave school employees the opportunity to give their input.
They also did the same exact presentation to our staff today. So all of our school teachers were able to come and give the same presentation right at the end of their school day, so they didn't have to come back in the evening.
Community members at the meeting were also concerned with the sustainability of these new buildings. The state of Ohio evaluates school sustainability based on things like water efficiency, energy, and materials. The state evaluates and certifies schools into LEED categories: certified, silver, gold, and platinum.
We would like to be LEED gold, if not higher. But LEED is just a certification. Our hope is that we can spend our money wisely so that we could be even more sustainable.
The state requires school buildings to be at least LEED silver. And Goldsberry says that the next steps in this project include a yard sale at East Elementary and demolition of that building so they can go ahead and start construction this winter. For Newswatch, I'm Anna Azalian.
Thank you, Anna.
Well, another warm and sunny day as we're out and about today. It's pretty much been the same weather all week. 85 right now in Athens. Humidity 49%, pressures at 30.13 inches and falling as a cold front is making its way into the area. Winds are out of the south at 4 miles an hour. All across the area, temperatures are in the middle and upper 80s. 85 here in Athens, 85 in Columbus as well. Cooler spots are 84 in Jackson, 82 in New Martinsville, and 83 in Cambridge. Again, all under mainly sunny to partly cloudy skies. The highlights over the next couple of days: it's going to remain warm over the next couple of days. Chances of rain increase come tomorrow and the beginning of next week. But fall does make its return. But Taylor, looks like we may see a little bit of rain for the start to your weekend.
Oh, Nick, that's not good news, but hopefully it clears out soon. Thank you. Ohio's seasonally adjusted unemployment rate increased slightly from July to August. State officials today said the rate rose from 4 to 4.1% last month. According to the Ohio Job and Family Services Department, the slight increase comes as the state lost 1,200 manufacturing jobs and 200 construction jobs. It's day 5 of the strike by the United Auto Workers against General Motors. Presidential candidate Amy Klobuchar made an appearance Thursday to show support for the workers. Jim Kiertzner reports.
Are they negotiating some more, or is it?
Well, they're negotiating, but we're not going to negotiate in the media.
Mm-hmm. Oh, then this, yes.
The presidential candidate had some national media too close to give out that information. These Poletown workers have the most uncertain future. Their plant was supposed to close this summer. Then it was given an extension to January. GM has said it may build an all-electric truck here, part of an overall contract settlement. GM also offered to have a union shop, making batteries for all-electric vehicles near the now-closed Lordstown, Ohio plant. GM has taken a lot of heat for closing 4 plants, 2 here in Metro Detroit. Klobuchar turned it into partisan politics.
We should keep these plants in America and do everything that we can to do that, something Donald Trump promised that hasn't happened.
But when we pressed, she wouldn't say what Washington could do. The workers here told her this fight is more than just them.
There are so many businesses around us
like
that
this
depend,
donut place.
absolutely, that
Yeah.
depend on us and that we support.
The union gave GM concessions during the bankruptcy a decade ago that included lower tier wages, about half, or $16 an hour for temporary and other workers hired since 2009.
We don't even have a car manufacturer anymore in Minnesota, but I stood by them because I thought it was so important to our country and voted for it. And we didn't just vote for money to help the executives. We wanted these jobs. And
The talks are set to continue Friday. The family of former hostage and Cincinnati native Oda Warmbier was invited to the White House last weekend. President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump extended an invitation to 25 people last Saturday in honor of Warmbier, who was tortured and imprisoned in North Korea. He suffered severe brain damage and died just days after being returned to the U.S. barely conscious. North Korea denied harming Warmbier. 12 stern wheelboats, are in Pomeroy, where they're providing the backdrop for a festival this weekend. This is the 39th year of the Pomeroy Stern Wheel Regatta. It started yesterday and ends Saturday night. Admission is free and visitors can explore the dock and enjoy food, music, games, and other events along the waterfront. The fest kicked off with a parade of fire trucks and first responders led by the band. Boat captains share meals together and sleep in their stern wheels. The Wendells own the oldest boat on the dock, built in 1926. The boat's former owner was an attorney to Al Capone. Lou Wendell, its current captain, encourages families to visit.
Down, look at the boats. It's a this is part of history that's slowly vanishing, and people need to start looking at this.
Tomorrow there'll be a chili cook-off, kayak races, and inflatables for children. It'll end with fireworks at 10 p.m. Check out the entire schedule at woub.org and tune in Monday for a full feature on the regatta. Coming up, intense flooding leaves parts of Texas unrecognizable, and a Pennsylvania man is in the hospital for what doctors say is another vaping-related illness. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
You'll be charmed when Loretta Lynn, the queen of country, shares her music and memories.
I looked at the songbook and thought, well, heck, this is easy. So I threw the songbook down and wrote my own songs. She made it okay for women to go, yeah. I just sang.
Look for Loretta Lynn on American Masters.
For years after the massacre, horses would rear and wouldn't go near the spot where those bodies lay.
15 men were taken out in the hours of darkness, lined up against a bluff, and executed.
Porvenir is the last of a long set of killings.
Who did the shooting? Who did the most effective cover-up?
On country music, a new sound comes out of California.
I think, for me, Merle Haggard all by himself saved country music.
Loretta Lynn brings a fresh perspective to country.
Whatever's in that woman's heart comes out her mouth.
And Charlie Pride blazes a trail of his own.
Once they heard me sing, I don't care if he's green, I like his singing.
When country music continues.
What's up? I'm Joseph Hennessy, and Gridiron Glory will be back on Friday at 11:30 p.m. Make sure to tune in to see how River Valley plays against Nelsonville York. Watch if Waterford can bounce back after their loss, if McLean can ride the momentum after their win, and if the MVL sees some separation from John Glenn and Philo. But remember, there is nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory. You bring glory, and we report it. See you then.
The nation's largest retailer says it's not going to sell electronic cigarettes anymore. Walmart made that announcement Friday as the number of deaths and illnesses related to vaping grows. The company says it's decided to act due to uncertainty surrounding how federal, state, and local governments may start to regulate the products. Walmart will continue selling the devices it currently has in its inventory. The decision also applies to the company's Sam's Club stores. The retailer made a similar decision earlier this month when it announced it would no longer sell handgun ammunition. President Trump is directing the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to modernize the way America develops flu vaccines. The executive order signed by the president yesterday established a task force to create a more modern and rapid method of production for the vaccine with longer-lasting results. According to a senior official from the U.S. Department of Defense, it's unlikely the U.S. would be prepared to manage a pandemic outbreak with the current system. A section of an interstate in Houston is shut down indefinitely after at least one barge struck a bridge. This is part of the aftermath of tropical depression Imelda that is making its way from Houston to northern Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Although the storm is weakening, Texas officials learned of another death from the storm's torrential rains that caused major flooding. A Pennsylvania teenager is in the hospital, and his doctors say vaping is to blame. Chelsea Withers reports parents are looking to send a message to others about the dangers of this trend. Coming up, some tips on how to fight fall allergies.
And weather-wise, we had very warm and very sunny weather all this past week, but that's about to change for the weekend. Rain chances come in, and then we cool it down to begin next week. We'll talk all about that coming up in my full forecast, but first a look at stocks of local interest.
On country music, a new sound comes out of California.
I think for me, Merle Haggard all by himself saved country music.
Loretta Lynn brings a fresh perspective to country.
Whatever's in that woman's heart comes out her mouth.
And Charlie Pride blazes a trail of his own.
Once they heard me sing, I don't care if he's green, I like his singing.
When country music continues.
You'll be charmed when Loretta Lynn, the queen of country, shares her music and memories.
I looked at the songbook and thought, well, heck, this is easy. So I threw the songbook down and wrote my own songs. She made it okay for women to go, yeah. I just sang.
Look for Loretta Lynn on American Masters.
This month in Passport, your on-demand library of the best of PBS.
Who in blazes are you? Frankie Drake. I'm a private detective. Do you ever solve cases the coppers can't? It's my specialty.
6 feet, 2.5 down. Program alarm.
It was the freedom of being who you were, not feeling that somebody was going to judge you. These and other shows are available with Passport. Go to pbs.org/getpassport and find out how you can start streaming today.
Accompany conductor violinist Scott Yu on an intriguing musical quest.
Join me in Italy to discover the secrets behind one of the greatest pieces of music ever written. I'll learn how Vivaldi gathered the sounds of his country and captured them in his masterpiece.
I thought that Vivaldi's Four Seasons didn't have a manuscript. Oh, it's different.
Now hear Vivaldi as never before on Now Hear This from Great Performances.
Welcome back. Well, if you're getting tired of the same weather, you're not alone. We've seen pretty much the same thing every day throughout the past week, and we've still seeing the same thing today. High pressure is dominating over the eastern seaboard. That's why we're not seeing even many clouds. A couple of cumulus plumes off to our west because of some energy in the middle levels causing some thunderstorms to pop up in southwestern Ohio, and that's going to bring in some rain tonight. More on that in a second, but first here's a look at the current picture right now. Massive ridge in the upper level jet stream keeping us warm, pumping up that warm air from the south, again keeping us really warm and really dry. Not much of anything to be expected later on tonight. There is a slight chance of rain though as we go throughout the night. There's our high pressure dominating over the eastern seaboard, and another one over southern Kentucky and northern Tennessee as well. Again, just going to keep us dry. So high pressure continues to dominate. Why are we expecting rain tonight? Well, there's a little bit of energy up here on the shores of Lake Huron and down in west central Ohio, as I mentioned earlier, and that's going to stir up some isolated showers and thunderstorms across mainly the northern portions of the viewing area later tonight. Here's one of our high-resolution models, future radar, showing, again, a couple of showers, isolated showers. Can't rule out pretty much anyone from seeing an isolated shower or thunderstorm later tonight up in the northwestern portions of the viewing area towards Tuscarawas or Carroll County is the most likely spot you will see rain tonight. So our low will be 66, mostly cloudy. Again, that slight chance of rain here in Athens, 30%. Further north you go, maybe 40 or 50%. Winds will be out of the south-southwest, 0 to 5 miles an hour, so relatively calm as far as the wind goes. Temperatures across the area, 66 in Columbus, 64 in Newark, 67 in New Lexington. Here in Athens, 66, 68 the warm spots in Ripley and Ironton, 65 in Cambridge, and 65 in New Martinsville. Again, can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm this afternoon. Pattern continues tomorrow, and we could expect to see some more rain tomorrow as that energy kind of sits and spins over the area. We have a little trough of low pressure somewhere over on this map, and that's going to continue to push on through and bring in some possible rain chances tomorrow. So it won't be too hot tomorrow. If you're under a thunderstorm, it will be a lot cooler. If you don't get under a thunderstorm tomorrow, it will be absolutely hot. But here in Athens, 82, partly cloudy, scattered afternoon thunderstorms are likely. They will pop up in just random spots, so anywhere in the viewing area could see an isolated thunderstorm in the afternoon for your parents' weekend. So watch out for that if you have any plans to go outside tomorrow or to go to the football game even. It might rain on you for just about 5 or 10 minutes or so. Scattered afternoon thunderstorms, as I said. Winds will be out of the west-northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Across the area, temperatures will be in the upper 70s and lower 80s, 83 over in Columbus, 82 in Newark, 81 in New Lexington, warm spot 84 down in Ironton. And again, if you don't get under one of those thunderstorms, you could see highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. It will be humid as well. That'll help to produce some rain showers and thunderstorms tomorrow as well, so watch out for that. There's our high pressures on Sunday moving out. Cold front off to our west, that's going to stir up some rain early on next week, and it's going to bring in much more comfortable air as we go throughout the next couple of weeks, or days, excuse me. So fall and rain briefly return for the beginning of next week. An upper level trough and an upper level jet streak will bring in a surface low and a cold front with that at the surface as well. Here's one of our long range models. Big trough right here, that's going to keep us cool going into Monday and Tuesday. There's our trough right there, this little blue area over northern Ohio. That's going to bring that cooler air down from the north. So here's our 7-day temperature anomalies. We're going to be above average. This is how above average we've been for the past couple of weeks. Above average temperatures, only 4 degrees above average. That would feel warm this time of year. It's going to feel a lot better than we've seen. 8 degrees above average Saturday. Look at this. Sunday, it's going to be hot. About 87 for the high, 14 degrees above average, 6 degrees above average for Monday, only 4 Tuesday again as that cooler air comes in. 10-day air masses, again, here's our picture. Saturday, we stay warm. Sunday, here's our advancing cold front, and there is Monday with our advancing cold front as well. Tuesday, we're going to be cool, and next Sunday, we warm you back up, and it will be even hotter than we saw this past week. Extended forecast 87 on Sunday. We're going to cool you down into the upper 70s on Monday. Rain is likely as that cold front comes through. Clear skies, beautiful. If you have any outdoor plans on Tuesday next week, that is the day to do it. We want to be back up into the 80s on Wednesday as well. So that's going to be the 2 days for outdoor plans. Cool you back into the 70s and warm you back up into the 80s for Friday with rain chances. Taylor?
Thank you, Nick. Football, mild weather, the glorious change in leaves nature offers. There's so much love about the fall, but millions of people with fall allergies tell a very different story. So how can allergy sufferers find relief from their symptoms? With more on this is Holly Furfer in today's Health Minute.
Ann Corbett loves the fall. Walking, hiking, camping, and tailgating.
Sometimes that's been really tough because of my allergies, because just standing outside can make them happen.
Since her teens, year-round allergies slowed her down. In fall, a major culprit, ragweed. In addition, mold spores can often be found on fallen leaves, and as a result,
it's very common for people who have year-round allergies to have worsening of their symptoms during the fall as well as spring.
Dr. Alan Redding tells patients there are some steps they can take that can help, including buying HEPA air filters, using a saline nasal spray, avoiding raking or bagging leaves if they have a sensitivity to mold, or using a mask. And
if they need to work outdoors or spend significant amounts of time outdoors, it's best that they do that later in the day.
Redding says these tips may help with mild symptoms, but see a board-certified allergist if symptoms are more severe, like in Ann's case. She started on allergy shots almost 2 years ago. The immunotherapy works by gradually reducing a person's sensitivity to their allergens.
The shots have been life-changing.
She can now enjoy all that the season has to offer. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
The man who created the Storm Area 51 event on Facebook canceled, saying he feared an attempt to storm the remote Nevada base could be a, quote, a humanitarian disaster. Millions signed up, and as the original planned date arrives, authorities have no idea whether some of those alien enthusiasts are still coming. Enzo Marino reports.
The Area 51 Alien Center in Amargosa Valley is bustling with activity. Cars are coming and going as Storm Area 51 quickly approaches.
What are you guys expecting to see?
Aliens, of course. What else do you expect in Area 51?
You think there are aliens at Area 51?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Are you guys planning on storming?
Maybe. Don't look for us.
We have the perimeter to the Nevada test site, the Nevada National Security Site, covered, protected. It'll be under surveillance and monitored throughout the entire weekend in the event that anybody tries to penetrate the borders.
Since no one knows exactly what's going to happen this weekend, the Nye County Sheriff's Department is preparing for the worst.
We're really not sure exactly what the turnout's going to be. It could be as many as 2.1 million or as few as 21.
The department has set up a command center to serve as their communications hub. Here, they will receive information about what is happening in the surrounding area. In the event of a crisis, they will relay orders to the staging area where search and rescue teams and other resources are standing by.
If even 1% of the 2.1 million who have signed up show up for this, it's going to put a terrible strain on the communities around this area.
In the event cell phone towers are overloaded by the number of visitors, Verizon Wireless has sent a portable cell phone tower to maintain reception in the area.
We have a very thorough strategy in place to cover almost every contingency, even the unforeseen. And we're prepared for mass casualties if that were the case. We're prepared for just a mass invasion of the Nevada National Security Site, and we're even prepared for just the lone wolf event of a lone wolf assailant that is possible.
According to military.com, the Air Force will have reinforcements in the area this weekend. Officials have even consulted with the head of Northern Command and North American Aerospace Defense Command about the situation. They describe it as, quote, a NORTHCOM mission. Coming up, we'll talk about how two female athletes' strong bond off the field helps them play better together on the field. That story and more when Newswatch returns.
What's up? I'm Joseph Hennessy, and Gridiron Glory will be back on Friday at 11:30 p.m. Make sure to tune in to see how River Valley plays against Nelsonville York. Watch if Waterford can bounce back after their loss, if McLean can ride the momentum after their win, and if the MVL sees some separation from John Glenn and Philo. But remember, there is nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory. You bring glory, and we report it. See you then.
This month in Passport, your on-demand library of the best of PBS.
Who in blazes are you? Frankie Drake. I'm a private detective. Do you ever solve cases the coppers can't? It's my specialty.
30 feet, 2.5 down. Program alarm.
was the freedom of being who you were, not feeling that somebody was going to judge you. These and other shows are available with Passport. Go to pbs.org/getpassport and find out how you can start streaming today.
America's top critics are raving about the new film from Ken Burns, the most ambitious, culturally resonant music documentary ever made.
Country music is truth-telling.
A fascinating journey, illuminating and engrossing.
Country music comes from right in here.
Hugely entertaining, a joyful celebration.
It has something in it for everybody.
From director Ken Burns, country music. Binge all episodes now with Passport.
You'll be charmed when Loretta Lynn, the Queen of Country, shares her music and memories.
I looked at the songbook and thought, well, heck, this is easy. So I threw the songbook down and wrote my own songs. She made it okay for women to go, yeah. I just sang.
Look for Loretta Lynn on American Masters.
In sports, it's important for teammates to create relationships with each other on and off the field. For two Ohio University soccer players, that was easy. These women are now a force to be reckoned with on the field. Newswatch reporter Paul Roth has the story.
Forwards Abby Townsend and Olivia Molesky have been crucial to Ohio's terrific start to the season, but their relationship goes way past the pitch in Athens.
I think it starts with off the field, honestly. Like throughout the whole first year, freshman year for me and junior year for her, we got a lot closer, and through the spring we're seeing each other twice a day.
We've been able to build on and off the field our connection. Over the summer we were able to play together, and we were able to just show each other what we both have on the field.
The two didn't just share time together in Athens. This summer the dynamic duo played together in the WPSL.
We just grow a lot, and especially over the summer we played summer ball together at the Columbus Eagles.
For the Bobcats, it's been Townsend's speed that's been crucial to her success offensively.
I think they're both very dynamic players. They both want to attack. They play different roles in our system, but they both are always very aggressive and want to go forward. Obviously, Abby has been blessed with a lot of speed.
She's able to run fast, and she knows that I'll always be on the other side of it, and I know that I can count on her to get all the balls that I hit over as well.
When Townsend came to Athens as a freshman, Molesky was already an established upperclassman leader. Now, the two start together up front.
She was the starting forward at the time, and so playing with her throughout my whole freshman season definitely helped out a lot. I learned a lot from her. And just, she's always been a leader on the team, and I think I definitely looked up to her a lot.
The pair have already linked up for 2 game-winning goals this season. Don't be surprised if that number grows during MAC play. For WOUB Sports, I'm Michael Roth.
A raccoon in Southwest Florida went for a wild ride this week on top of a Wonder Bread delivery truck. By the time the driver pulled his Wonder Bread truck over at the fast food restaurant, the raccoon had already hung on for 10 miles at max speed of over 50 miles per hour. Attempts by police and the driver to back the delivery truck into a tree to shake the stowaway loose didn't work. In the end, the critter held on all the way back to headquarters in North Fort Myers. His round trip mileage, 16 miles. Let's head over to Nick for a final look at the weather.
Thanks, Taylor. Watch out for some rain chances tomorrow. Only 82, but if you get under or if you're not under a thunderstorm, you could see temperatures in the upper 80s and lower 90s across the area. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Extended forecast will cool you off for Monday with highs in the 70s with rain chances as a cold front comes through. Taylor?
Thank you, Nick. And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thank you for watching. I'm Taylor Bruck. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org.
What's up? My name is Joseph Hennessy. I am the host of the 21st season of Gridiron Glory. Make sure to tune in every Friday night on WOUB at 11:30 p.m. and make sure to keep up with all of our social media. Remember, there's nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory.